I recently got my hands on the Imprint Special Edition Blu-ray of Stir of Echoes. The 1999 supernatural horror film is one I hadn't seen in many years, but I've been nostalgic for the 90s lately, so I picked it up off eBay with the limited edition slipcover. Now, I never got a chance to see Stir of Echoes in theaters, which is interesting, as I was hitting the movies nearly every weekend back in those days. I'm not sure why I didn't see this one. I do remember reading about it in the September of 1999 issue of Fangoria magazine, issue number 186 to be exact. Inside, there were details on a contest you could enter for a private screening of the movie for you and 50 of your friends. 50? I don't think I even know 10 people. Anyway, you better hurry because the contest expires on October 1st, 1999. The first time I did see it was after it came out on DVD and VHS in February of 2000. I was at a dinner party with some high school friends and we all watched it. The group I was with really liked the movie and was really into it. I was too, but I do remember the inevitable comparisons, even then, to The Sixth Sense. But more on that later. Kevin Bacon plays Tom, a blue-collar guy who recently moved with his wife and child to a tight-knit neighborhood in Chicago. Now, Tom isn't happy with his job and kind of feels like he was meant for something more in his life. It really is interesting first watching this movie as a kid fresh out of high school and then watching it again now, 23 years later. Back then, I couldn't really relate much to Kevin Bacon's character, but I can definitely relate now, that's for sure. So during a party one night, he agrees to be hypnotized by his sister-in-law. He thinks the whole thing is just a joke, but she does indeed hypnotize him, and also opens a door, making him more susceptible to otherworldly energy. And wouldn't you know, he starts getting ghostly visions of a missing girl, and soon finds himself in the middle of a creepy murder mystery. Stir of Echoes is a fantastic movie. Kevin Bacon gives an excellent performance, and you just really care for the guy and root for him. Now, his kid also senses ghosts as well, and his poor wife is trapped in the middle of all this. The mystery element really keeps you interested and entertained, and this movie has a wealth of creepy and unsettling moments, including an epic jump scare that I wouldn't dream of spoiling here. The film is based on a book by suspense and horror legend Richard Matheson, and anytime I come across a film or show based on his work, I just know I'm in for a treat. David Koepp's direction is fantastic. He hasn't done a whole lot of directing, and is best known for writing a bunch of hit films, including Jurassic Park and the 2002 Spider-Man movie. Equally excellent is the score by James Newton Howard, who, interestingly enough, also did the score for The Sixth Sense. I love how simple and grounded this film is. It doesn't get over the top or crazy during the scares or climax. It's all very effective. So any issues? Well, the wife can be a bit annoying at times with her disbelief. I also found the sister-in-law character to be pretty obnoxious, but those are pretty minor issues. This movie is a real gem, and if you haven't seen it, or if it's been many years, watch it again. You will not be disappointed. Now, this film had the misfortune of coming out right after the hugely successful Sixth Sense. It was unfairly compared to that movie at the time, and suffered at the box office. It's really too bad because this movie deserved a lot more respect back then, and even now. No information is given on the transfer used here, and it looks to be a bit older, but honestly, that isn't much of a problem. The movie looks fantastic. The image is clean and clear, and it looked excellent on my 75-inch 4K TV. I especially like the blue gels used in the nighttime sequences. Just beautiful. Now, colors weren't as vibrant as they could be, but I do believe the slightly desaturated look was intentional. Overall, this is a nice presentation. 2 audio tracks are included, a 2.0 and a 5.1. Both tracks sounded solid to me, although I do wish I had gotten a bit more out of my soundbar and subwoofer. But still, it sounds great. No issues. A limited edition slipcase was included with the first 2,000 units of this release, and thankfully, I got it. Different art is used for the cover insert, and no reversible art is included, just an image from the film. This thing is loaded with a nice collection of vintage and new features. All the features from the special edition DVD releases are included. Interviews, behind-the-scenes promotional material, deleted scenes, featurettes, tons of great stuff. New to this release are 3 interviews, one with director David Koepp, actress Catherine Irvey, and production designer Nelson Coates. The interviews are very in-depth and cover a ton of great information. Now, it would have been nice to see a new interview with Kevin Bacon, but these are still great. Stir of Echoes is an extremely underrated 90s horror flick. It's gotten more respect over the years, but not near enough. This Imprint Blu-ray edition is currently the definitive release of the film, so track it down and snag yourself a copy. Now they are out there, you just have to look. And keep in mind, although this is an Australian label, all of their releases are region free, meaning they will work just fine on US Blu-ray players.